just the setbacks? Is that the?
Yeah, so like Brock was saying, I guess their original plan was townhomes, which did conform into what the lot line, the original lot line was.
Right.
They changed the plan. It was approved. They did not realize they did not do the lot line adjustment at that time. So the property line was going into one of the buildings.
No, I understand. So it was self-reporting by the applicant, or was it by our staff that found it and went back to the applicant?
It actually was the county GIS department found it.
Oh, okay.
When they were putting in the roads on their system.
So staff had no heartburn with what's being done here, and it's good to go.
Yep, just like Austin said, it's just housekeeping, really.
Does anyone want to make a motion?
Like a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you guys for having me.
Just so you know, I tried to have this done in an email.
Oh, I appreciate it. Oh, my goodness, thank you.
Comments from the public? Nobody here. Any comments from the staff?
Yeah, don't be too long.
I have just a couple things I want to bring up that people asked me to bring up to the attention. So Berlin Activities Depot it's the example of what's going on. I'm wondering, so Berlin Activities Depot had their HVAC equipment on the roof, and it's been dropped down to they poured a concrete pad and put it down there, which meets code. It's ugly as sin. It is something that had they come to us for development of that property and said, hey, this is what we want to do, we would have probably said that. You need to cover it with shrubbery, you need to move it to the side, you need to put fences down. So my question is really, if there's a development and let's say they've been in business for 5 years and we approved the layout, and then they want to change landscaping, lighting, equipment, elevations, what is their right versus what is our right to say, hey, no, you need to come back in front of us, or you need to, have a discussion? Because I get it, it's their right to move that down there.
Yeah,
and
and
don't really have anything.
there is nothing in the code that says that has to be screened.
Mhm.
I agree. It just doesn't look the best.
Right.
It couldn't be any other than what was on the roof.
No, it's worse. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess because we were talking about the tax office off of South Main Street. And, we were discussing about them adding eventually a sign. So if they had a sign, let's say they decided we want this sign and we approved the sign. 2 years later go by and they go, we're changing the sign. The planning commission has already approved this. What is the process that they can just kind of circumvent coming back in here if they get approved drawings, do it after 1 year, change it? Is there anything that we have that give us power in that situation?
Yeah, I know we had talked about that before, which was kind of one of my questions too. Like, how do we determine what goes before the planning commission? Mm-hmm. And it was always explained to me if it's something that is like it majorly affects the public.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily say that moving HVAC unit off the roof and putting it in the side yard majorly affects the public.
Right. It's an isolated.
If you're a developer, then to come to the planning commission without all of those details on your drawings and install it 1 year down the road.
1 year down the road. So Brian, I respectfully disagree with that comment for the following reason. My understanding for the town of Berlin in the development of Old Ocean City Road was that they wanted a streetscape and they want your building to be on the street. And what just got approved is on the street, right?
Yeah.
It's right in your face.
Yeah, I don't think they had to get approvals.
No, I understand, but I'm just saying it does go in the face of what we're trying to do to allow that kind of thing to happen without coming. So I think it's the description of maybe being major is something that we need to decide what major means. I think if it goes in the face of what we're trying to do in planning for the town, that to me is major.
Right.
And one of the big questions we had when I was trying to think who the people are developing, the wood people, whatever it is. They're going to develop, what's it called? Yeah, where Plank was, yes.
Yeah, neighbor.
Where Harrison's thing, what they're gonna do there.
Mhm.
We really talked about, we were concerned about they're gonna build a building in the back, what are they gonna do in the front? We didn't wanna have that. Same kind of concept to me, is when you put those air conditioning units with no screen, whatever, right in the area that we're trying to make attractive and inviting to the public. I think that is major.
Right.
I know it's allowed.
It's minor, but it's major, because
Correct.
it's ruining the visuals of Old Ocean City Boulevard.
Correct.
And once again, my concern is that a smart developer would be like, hey, 1 year later, like you said, 1 year later, we'll just change it.
Just don't put it in your plan right now, or,
Yeah.
well,
And so I'm just trying to find out what ammo we could have in the future.
Yeah. So do you think that if it's a project that's come to you guys in the past,
Mhm.
any revisions that they make should come back? Because you wouldn't necessarily request them come to you if it's like residential.
No, but maybe they should at least go to staff. And then if you guys look at it.
Or
and
they would have to get a building permit. So
Right.
we did request that Activities Depot get a building permit after the fact.
For that, yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm a contractor, right? I get why they didn't, but, yeah, I'm just trying to find a way that it would come in front of you, and if it rises to that elevation, comes to
Yeah.
us, just so at least we're keeping records of it, because it was a very minor amount of landscaping, but that was removed. And like I said, it's just ugly. You know, and it's nothing we would approve, and it's no one's fault here, it's just, that's what we're dealing with. But I'd love to find a way so it doesn't happen again in the future.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
it seems to me, if we're here to, and we have authority to approve design, for someone to make a design change that impacts our policies, it's a problem. And I agree with Dirk. I mean,
it becomes major. I think it's that definition of what major might mean, or whatever.
that's a good way to look at
Different to
it.
every
But
person.
if it's just a house, okay, it's not just a house sometimes. Sometimes it's in an historic district and it's subject to other rules.
Mhm.
And they are required to come in and make changes because there's authority there for that.
Right.
Well, we're the authority for approving a project, any project. We can say, yeah, you can build a house there in that footprint. We don't really get into design of houses, because I don't think we generally have authority to do that. But when it comes to a development like this, we do have authority. And it'll totally undermine our efforts, our design efforts, if people are allowed to do these kind of things. So, yeah, I have a problem with this.
So if it's a residential house, let's say, and they want to put new siding on it, that wouldn't necessarily be something.
No, because I
It's
don't
like,
think
where do you draw
residential's
the
really
line?
coming in front of us. Commercial projects
Yeah,
that have come in front of us,
Yeah.
that we have physically approved elevation, landscaping, lighting, if there's significant changes, it
Yeah.
should at minimal rise to the staff's
Yeah,
line.
I
Where
think if it's
super
something
minimal,
that's
you
come
guys
to you
would go, okay.
before, I could see it coming back for any kind of changes.
Right, and that's what, I mean, Berlin Activity, years and years ago, did come before the planning commission.
Okay.
And there's heartburn, I wasn't on the board at the time, but from my understanding, the equipment on the roof came at the last second that wasn't approved on the approved elevations. So there's like heartburn about the equipment anyways already from people who have asked me to speak up on this. So I just want to find a way that, you know, especially for commercial projects that we're approving,
Yeah.
that, you know, if it's a decent sized change or if it's a change, that it is brought in front of us.
Yeah, if it's something that you have seen before, it should come back for
Do you think that maybe we should just require for these developers to actually show their mechanical systems actually on the drawings that are submitted to the board?
We do.
But, I mean, make it mandatory with any submission.
Yeah, I think
Make
they should
sure
show
that it's there.
everything.
This way we can have conversations about it maybe in the very beginning, so if they start making modifications to the drawings,
Yeah.
that could possibly be part of it.
Yeah.
That's always been a part of it. Where the air conditioning systems are located has always been a subject of discussion.
But then I guess also then landscaping as well.
Always a subject of discussion.
So
Could we, just as a suggestion, could we not in the approval have certain conditions that state that if you change whatever, you must come back? We're approving what you've drawn here. Any changes to this must come back to us for approval. And that means you do mechanical from roof to ground or vice versa or whatever, or you're going to take out your landscaping or whatever. You gotta come here
Right,
first.
and
to approve.
any deviation to the submitted drawings need to actually be presented again, either
You get, you
to
must come back.
staff, what's the board.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because you guys approved it as it was submitted, so
Right.
any changes, I
Yeah,
can
so
see it.
could we just make that as part of the process? Like, I don't want to make that, I don't want to use that verbiage every single time we approve a project.
Right.
I would just like that to be part of, the documents they're signing or whatever
Okay.
before they come to you, where any deviation or changes to the approved drawings needs to be sent back to staff for review.
Yeah, we can
And then
do that.
staff at that point, can determine if it really should come to us. 'Cause I'm sure there's going to be some changes that they shouldn't have to, sit here in front of us if they're changing two lights that are very minor.
Right.
So you have a designation of that is for commercial.
Yeah, I mean, when's
This is
the
not-
last time we
this is
saw
not
Come in
residential.
front of us otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a new say you should say-
Commercial and or,
You should be-
large residential,
You should be.
not single family homes.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, our jurisdiction with the homes is usually just approving the subdivision layout.
Right.
I don't think we want to say this is just limited to commercial. I think, that's implicit in the code that, we don't have design standards for houses. It's not something that we're required to do.
So basically they come from us.
But for commercial stuff, I don't know what the code says about it. I'd have to read the code.
Yeah, I would have
see
to look at it too.
I mean, first thing I want to do is read the code and say, okay, what does it say? Because I think it's going to say something like, we review and approve landscaping and design plans. And that's implicit that they have to adhere to that. Otherwise, why are we approving anything? People just change it. It's just implicit in the law.
And same thing with no landscaping shown on that plan. Well, we can't approve it because if you're going to go and do some landscaping after the fact without our review, then how can we ever comment on it? It has to be presented in front of us. It was the same thing with the comments on the hotel too. We're like, all right, can you approve these final elevations? Well, it was like, maybe you're not showing mechanical equipment on the roof quite yet because you're not that far along in the design process, and then you're going to, put something in that's part of the elevation or part of the landscape or something like that. So to the extent it can be on the plans, by the time we approve it, it has to be on the plans, and if it's,
So that would go for
but it has to be
signage,
discretion, like.
landscaping,
Yeah. Signage, landscaping, lighting,
any kind of mechanical.
mechanicals. I mean, it's the elevation that we do, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
The
I would like
language
to
that we
serve-
always bring up is, how does it affect the character?
Right.
And that's what we always come from. So if it's something exterior, especially on the street facing side, obviously it's going to affect the character of the neighborhood. But
Do we want to take any action with regard to this particular change? Or do we-
Can you,
That's the thing, I don't know.
after the fact,
It seems to me that it's something that would be done.
So you've seen it?
No, well, I haven't seen it.
No.
You should trust our judgment.
It's bad, right?
Yeah, it's,
but if there's nothing in the
it's
code.
it's very
that says
mechanical,
that,
and it goes against everything we're doing when we're approving other projects on, we're telling them what they want it to do or whatever, and then right across the street from it, they pull it off the roof, and their whole wall, the whole parallel to Old Ocean Road now is mechanical.
Well, she's not in compliance with the plans that were approved. I mean, we approved plans. That's
Well,
what
let's
you-
go back, I think we have to go back though to ask Ryan, I mean, can you tell us what happened in that? Did they even come to us, or did that just happen?
Before they moved it?
So they give you you gave a building permit after the fact, right?
Uh-huh.
So they asked for forgiveness something.
Is that what Cornwell's doing? She might work with you to screen it. I mean, if you ask her to screen it, she might screen
Yeah,
it.
it seems to be a compromise from what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I mean, for this one thing, if you write a letter to Carmella, the owner of the thing, she probably would do some kind of vegetative buffer screening on that. She's a pretty good person.
I mean, it's nothing we could require of her, but if she wants to do it out of the kindness of her
Tell her
heart.
you're getting a lot of a lot of people complaining about the look of it. And it wasn't, and if you tell her it wasn't what was approved originally, then she might get a little, it might jolt her into screening.
My question is, why can't we require her to do it? She's out of compliance with the building plans.
Well, until we look at the code, we
Yeah,
don't really know, yeah. So maybe we can table this for the next meeting.
But I'm thinking the same as you are, that some landscaping in this particular case. In the future, we got to find a way to highlight this fact.
Yeah. So I mean, I'd like, if we could ask Carmella if she could screen it, that'd be great. But I would like to see somehow, for all future projects, any deviation or changes from plans, we need to come back to
Yeah,
release
I mean, it makes
that.
sense. That's how you approved it, if any changes should be approved, so.
All right. That's the first one. Harbor Freight. Is there any chance we could just ask them to calm down with the lighting? Have you driven by that? It's brighter than a casino.
Okay.
No, sorry, right?
Yes.
What do you mean, like their parking lot lights?
Yeah, so we
Okay.
always require downlighting, like if you go by the IG Burton building.
Yeah.
That is a great example of downlighting. It does not blind you, you're not seeing lines everywhere. Harbor Freight is bright, and I know we annexed them in because they were having sewer and water issues at some point. I don't know when that exactly happened, so they are within town limits, I
Yeah.
believe.
Have you heard complaints about it?
Yeah, these are all from people emailing me.
I would complain about it way out there. I mean,
It's pretty intense.
You wanna read my email,
the
Bob?
school probably benefits from the lighting over there because, it's a safety issue and I mean, I can't imagine when I put lighting over there. Nobody lives over there. It's just,
These are my emails.
what do you, okay.
Well, it goes back to it, like, once again, if they came in front of us, we would never approve this lighting. Not in a million years.
I'd be curious to go back and see, yeah. Did he come back?
No. I don't think so.
That was an excellent.
So I don't know, if there's nothing we can do, it's fine, but I mean, I did drive by, I understood the complaint, because it is blinding. And then, is Buckingham Elementary, do you know, do they plan on coming in front of the planning commission?
Yes,
They do.
they do.
Are they gonna be like super far along before they even grace us with their presence?
I know they're still in stormwater review right now.
Okay.
I'm hearing different things about when they're gonna even start the project.
Okay.
What do you- I'm hearing 2027, and then I'm hearing like as soon as possible, so I don't know.
My concern is like, it's gonna come before us and we're not gonna have the ability to say no to anything or else we're gonna be the worst human beings in Worcester County. Like, it's gonna have to be
For the
just.
children, man.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be almost a blind approval, but, I would like to somehow make a recommendation to the mayor and council to bring this up to them, that we would request they come in front of us with their designs. This is.
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I already did.
Okay, because I mean, this is the single largest building in Berlin in the last 50 years, 30 years.
It'll be the same thing with the community center.
Yeah. So, I mean, if it can be brought up to mayor and council that, I don't know if we need to vote on that, but I would really like that mayor and council hears that the planning commission, if you guys agree, is requesting that somebody comes and presents in front of us, just so we have an idea of what's going on.
Mhm.
Because everything we're getting is just what I'm reading secondhand.
Yeah, no, I've already talked to them about it, and they're planning on coming.
Okay. That's all I have. Anything from anybody else? Motion to adjourn? Thank you, guys.
Good job, Chairman.
I knew there would be a